go. So if you follow my schedule where I list what I'm going to upload for the month, today was supposed to be a fun game with Corey, my husband, but he's sick today, so I had to pivot really quick and think of something to do on my own. And I realized that I still haven't done the end of the year book tag, and the way these questions are structured, you're meant to do it before the end of the year, like before December, I guess. So if I'm gonna do it, then I guess I'm gonna do it right now. Because next week is gonna be a deep dive video, so I can't do it then. But then in December, I feel like it's too late because of the way these questions are structured. Anyway, we're doing the end of the year book tag today. I'll have the original video for this tag linked in the description, as well as the questions if you want to play along. Question number 1, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? Yes. Reaper's Gale. This is book, is it 6 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is book 6 of the Malazan series, a series that I have loved, but also is very emotionally taxing to read. After coming out of Midnight Tides, I planned and did jump straight into Reaper's Gale, but I only read part 1 and then I put it down, and I've not picked it up again for a few months. There's one plot, I mean, these books are always very heavy and they're always very emotionally difficult for me at times, as well as, you know, they're incredible, but they take a lot out of me. And there's one plot line in part 1 of Reaper's Gale that has been a challenge for me to get through. And I just didn't feel like I was in the right headspace. I didn't want to deal with it, to be honest. So I put it down, and I want to finish this book in December. My plan is to have Reaper's Gale done by the end of the year. So I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm sure I'm gonna love the book. It's just sometimes the content in the books are tremendously difficult, and sometimes I just don't want to go there. But I will be finishing this book by the end of the year. I'm determined. The spoiler review for it probably won't be until January because I'll probably be reading it up through the very last moments of the year, but it will be done. My Malazan fans have been very patient with me over the last few months, so thank you. But y'all know, I mean, if you're a fan of the series, you know, it can be tough sometimes. Question number 2, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? See, this is what I'm talking about. Questions like this make me feel like this tag is supposed to be done like months before we actually get to the end of the year, because autumn's already done as far as visually. Like I don't feel like I'm in autumn anymore. All the leaves have fallen, all the trees have turned to sticks. It's not cute. So no, I don't have an autumnal book to read. I guess autumnal, like, you know, it starts to get cold and dreary and dead. So yes, I'm currently reading Death's End. It'll be in this week's reading vlog. I've just finished part 1 as I'm filming this, and it's already cold and dreary and dead. This is the conclusion to the Three Body Problem trilogy, or lesser known as its actual name, Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy. This is a bleak series, and it's one that has a lot of existential dread built inside of it. So it makes you question things, it makes you think about stuff differently, it makes you consider first contact in a different kind of way. And I am completing this trilogy this month. Well, this week. And so far, it's great. I really love book 3 so far. So, autumnal book, death, darkness, despair. Question number 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? No. I was highly anticipating Defiant by Brandon Sanderson, which is the conclusion to the Skyward Quartet, and I mean, I was anticipating and nervous about it because I personally didn't like Cytonic very much, which is book 3, but I really wanted to see how Brandon was going to wrap it up, and they sent me an arc last minute, so I just finished that. I just posted the spoiler-free review for it, and it was such a good ending, so I normally would have said that for this question, but I've read it and loved it, so I don't think there's any other new releases I'm waiting on. Nope, everything else I plan to read for the rest of the year is stuff that's been published for a while. So no. Question number 4, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I can tell you, I can answer that. I'm gonna be reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'll be rereading the first 3, most likely. I'll probably stop after 3 because that's kind of where the series stops being good. But that'll be the last thing that I read this year. I like to end my year on rereads, and I just adore those 3 books, so I'm really, really excited to read them again. I'm also going to conclude the Dandelion series, the Dandelion Dynasty series. It's also a quartet, so I'm actually starting Speaking Bones here in about a week and plan to have it done by the end of the year as well. 2 chunkers that I'm gonna end the year on. I'm also reading To Ride on Hell's Chasm by Jenny Wirtz. I have never read any Jenny Wirtz before, but a couple of my friends really, really like her stuff. So I'm doing a buddy read with Andrew, Nico, and Tori, and we're all gonna read this in December. Another really big book in December. I am taking a break on Discworld in December since I'm rereading Hitchhikers, but I will read the next Dresden book in December. I'm reading The Last Final Girl, which is another Stephen Graham Jones book. I really want to read more of his books, and I would like to get to Cage of Souls as well by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I read City of Last Chances by him this year, and I really enjoyed it, and I really want more of his writing, and Cage of Souls sounds like something that I would love. We'll see if I actually have time to read that as well in December. Already my December is looking really full just because there's so many big books on the list. Plus I'm gonna read Coming Back Alive, which is a nonfiction and something that you probably don't care about, but I do. Question number 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't know about shock me, but become my favorite book of the year. Speaking Bones definitely could. The conclusion to the Dandelion Dynasty, I could definitely see that happening. Reaper's Gale, it's always possible for a Malazan book to shoot to the top of the list. And Cage of Souls, if I do see it through, I could see that one being on the list as well. Although one of my friends just told me that he hated that book. So we'll see. And the final question, question number 6, have you already started making reading plans for next year? Oh, yes. I plan out my reading just to a ridiculous extent, if I'm honest. I usually plan out my reading about 3 months in advance. That's not to say that it's set in stone. I can add books, I can move things around, I can push things back, but the next 3 months I have pretty much planned out at this point, other than there are buddy reads that we vote on every single month in my Discord, so other than the books that will be voted on, those will be added in. But beyond that, I pretty much have it sorted for the first 3 months of 2024, which I will have a TBR video up for you probably early January, letting you know what my 3 months of reading is gonna look like. I just said I planned my reading 3 months in advance, and there's still December, so I'm technically 4 months in advance right now. Doesn't matter. Probably in January, I'll have those 3 months pretty much locked in for what I plan on reading, so I will be able to share with you what my plans are in case there's anything that you would want to pick up, so that if there's a reading vlog or a spoiler-filled review, you know, you can be there as well. I'm gonna start doing quarterly TBRs now. Since I plan my reading out so far in advance, I don't know, some of you might enjoy getting my plans so that you can join me on some things if you feel like it. So that'll be out early January, probably maybe late December. Anyway, that's the end of the year reading tag. I hope you enjoyed it. I will hopefully still do a fun video with Corey here coming up. December is probably pretty busy with all the end of the year videos. So it might be December, it might be January. For those of you that enjoy those videos, I still plan to do it, even though we didn't do it today. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you an idea of what I plan on reading throughout the rest of the year. If there's anything that you are looking forward to, let me know. Feel free to take the questions that are in the description and answer them yourself in the comments. I'd love to see what you plan to read, or if there's just one book that you hope to get done by the end of the year, I would love to hear what it is. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on this channel, Mondays and Fridays on the manga channel, which is always linked in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye.